Delgado. We'll start with the fourth question. We're starting with Mr. Zender.
If you're faced with the decision of having to lay off teachers and support staff for budgetary reasons, what would be your best option to secure the staff and the healthy environment we currently have?
What would be the best option?
Wanted to read that one again. It's kind of
Yeah,
long.
that's kind of unusual.
If you're faced with the decision of having to lay off teachers and support staff for budgetary reasons, what would be your best option to secure the staff and the healthy environment we currently have?
Well, to me, that question sounds like you're splitting the question in two things. If you're faced with the need to do it, you can't maintain it. So it sounds like you're saying two things in the same question. In my opinion, the need to maintain good teachers is the most important thing. I think some of the other things that the school has and does and uses could be cut far before I would want to cut teachers' wages, things of that nature. I believe there's a big push these days for technology, and while I believe that is important, I think the basics of a proper education are far more important than a smart board in every room at extreme costs. I would rather see cuts in some of our technological support than to cut the administration and the teaching staff to maintain proper atmosphere for our kids.
Mr. Jones? If you're faced with the decision of having to lay off teachers and support staff for budgetary reasons, what would be your best option to secure the staff and the healthy environment we currently have?
Well, I think number one, the best option would be, and instead of going right to that, let's cut staff, is to look into all your other options. There's always places to cut something else out, instead of getting rid of teachers. Because if you start getting rid of teachers, it does bring down the morale of the staff. They wonder, am I next, or what's going to go on? And if you're afraid that you're going to lose your job, you're not maybe going to put your full effort into your job. So I think that by cutting some other things and hopefully letting the staff know that as a board, we're going to do whatever we can to, secure your jobs and to make sure that that we all can maintain all of our staff that we have. We'd be able to have a happier staff, knowing that, hey, I'm pretty secure in my job here. You're going to be more apt to put the 110% forward, which, from what I've seen from the teachers, I do know, that's being done. And, just mostly, I guess, again, communication. So if that does come down to it, that, hey, this is what it is, communication with them and letting them know, hey, we're trying everything we can to not cut any staff and just keep that openness.
Thank you. Mrs. Morton said the same question. If you're faced with the decision of having to lay off teachers and support staff for budgetary reasons, what would be your best option to secure the staff and the healthy environment we currently have?
Okay. To expand a little bit on what Mr. Jones was saying, wasteful spending would be the absolute first place to start. Everyone has wasteful spending. Every school, every business, every organization, every household has some wasteful spending. A line-by-line budget evaluation to determine anywhere that budgets could be cut, pulled back a little bit, anything possible to save the staff. Without the teachers, there is no school. I volunteer in my kids' classrooms quite frequently, and I see how the teachers are stretched. The teachers do a fantastic job with the time that they have, but until this year, I never really realized how every minute of a teacher's time is budgeted. And every schedule is just crazy for the teachers. And if you eliminate staff, you're just perpetuating that problem. Teachers do a fantastic job with what they have, but to eliminate positions and ask teachers that we have to do more, it doesn't make any sense. To me, it seems irresponsible to immediately go toward to payroll or to staff and say that's where we're going to cut, when there's many other areas we could go to first. So in a nutshell, again, that's exactly what I would do, is do a budget line item search for any and all wasteful spending that we could do to save the jobs and save the packages that the teachers have and they count on.
Thank you. Mr. Nolan, same question. If you're faced with the decision of having to lay off teachers and support staff for budgetary reasons, what would be your best option to secure the staff and the healthy environment we currently have?
Could I ask clarification? The healthy environment, you talk about the healthy environment for the staff?
Yes.
Is that what that is?
Yes.
This is all revolving around the staff?
Yeah, the staff, the school, really,
Okay.
the
The
school,
school as a
students,
whole.
the whole, yes,
Okay.
sir, yes.
We've been faced with this before, not more than 2 years ago. The number one thing I'd go to is communication, okay? Teachers are very well-educated people, and they're not stupid. Every time we be in a budgetary crisis, usually it means our enrollment has gone down. If our enrollment has gone down, yes, there may not be a need to have as many staff members in one position. That can be very well, it can be planned out on both sides and to work together to try and reallocate a staff member part-time. But the biggest thing is communication, so that people aren't second-guessing saying, am I next? You never should get any employee in a position of worrying whether they're next. And that can be done by talking. A budgetary line-by-line item issue, yes, that's great. And we can go through and we can look at all of our wasteful spending. I can honestly say, repeating something I said earlier, one of the benefits that we have at this school is we don't have a lot of wasteful spending. Thank goodness with the staff and the administration we have. So my biggest issue to keep the positive environment would be communication with the group as a whole.
Thank you.
The fifth and final